Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Pause 2-3, reminding you that the power is in the pause. Your power is in the pause. I'm your host, Jen, the purple and gray-haired Nana of the internet. Yep, that's what I call myself, the purple and gray-haired Nana of the internet. Because you know what? Life is just too serious sometimes. So let's add a little fun in there along the way. This is your space to explore the shadows and reconnect with your light. Here, we'll share real stories of resilience, healing, and hope. So I invite you now to take a deep breath in, hit pause on the chaos, and come home to yourself. This is Pause 2-3. Let's illuminate the path together, reminding ourselves each and every moment that our power is in the pause. Let's just take a deep breath in together before we get started. Inhale in. And exhale out. And that right there, my friends, that was a pause. It's simple, it's gentle, but it's oh so powerful. So let's first of all take a look at why we don't pause. Okay? And let's just start with the truth, because that's what we do here. We talk truths, honest truths. Most of us don't pause. Not really pause. We keep moving from task to task, from thought to thought, from meeting to meeting, as if slowing down would make us lose our edge, or perhaps even fall behind on this crazy rat race that has become life. And why is that? Well, perhaps it's because we live in a culture that glorifies hustle. Busyness has become a badge of honor for many. We equate rest with laziness, silence with awkwardness, and stillness with unproductivity. And on top of that, many of us have learned to avoid the pause because it can feel uncomfortable. We have learned to avoid the pause because it can feel uncomfortable. When we stop, we're left with ourselves, our thoughts, our emotions, our truth. And let's just be real. That can be uncomfortable. It can be confronting, especially if there's pain or grief or questions that we haven't yet faced because we just keep burying them down inside of us. But what if we were to reframe that? What if this was your reframe? What if that pause is where our healing and our strength truly begin? So let's take a look at what lives inside this lovely pause. When we pause, even just for a moment, something shifts. We create a tiny window where we can actually hear. We can hear ourselves. We can hear our thoughts. We can hear our intuition. We can hear our gut. We can hear, perhaps we can even hear little tiny messages from our spirit guides, from the other side, from our higher power, from the universe, from God, from whatever it is that you might call it. But we create a tiny window where we can actually hear. Not the loud voice of self-doubt, not the echo of someone else's opinion, not the to-do list yelling and screaming and creating so much noise in our heads. But we hear the quiet, wise part of us, the part that knows, the part that remembers who we are. In the pause, we can begin to feel again. To feel again without judgment. To feel what's asking for attention. To see what's really going on around us, and also, more importantly, within us. To hear the whisper of clarity, that little gentle nudge of intuition, the strength that comes not from pushing harder, but from coming home to ourselves. And even if you're thinking, but I don't have a wounded soul, that's okay. Because here's the thing, the pause isn't just for the broken or the hurting. The pause, it's for the human. It's for the human. Because every single one of us carries layers we've tucked away. Emotions we've never allowed ourselves time to process. Dreams we forgot we had. Wisdom that's waiting beneath the surface. But it's getting buried. Getting buried. And when we start making space for even a few seconds of stillness each day, we begin to access a deeper power, a clearer mind, a steadier heart. The small pauses really do bring big shifts. So that's all fine and dandy that we've talked about this pause. So what now? How do we actually begin to build pauses into our day? And I know you're rolling your eyes, you're shaking your head, you're doing all the alls, because right now your life probably feels very full, or dare I even use the O word, overwhelming. Overwhelming has been such a heavily used word for so many people around me lately. You're not alone. So here's a few gentle ways that you might begin to look at in order to incorporate the pauses more in your chaotic and often overwhelming world. The breath pause, number one. Set a reminder once or twice a day, and when it goes off, stop, pause, place your hand on your heart, and take 3 slow breaths. In and out. No notice, no judgment. That's all. Just breathe. Perhaps it would help you to notice, to visualize the air going in, goodness going in, and all of that fullness going out. Number 2 is practice transition moments. Use natural breaks as a cure. Use natural breaks in your day as a cue. I think I might have said cure. Anyways, use natural breaks as a cue. Before a meeting, take a break. Say, okay, I'm leaving this and headed to this meeting now. I'm going to breathe. And we're moving forward. After a phone call, when you get in the car, before you eat, just take a few seconds to pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Ask it without judgment. Perhaps you need to ask, what do I need? And chances are the answer to that is, I just need to take a breath. I just need to allow myself to be here, present in the moment, before I walk into this next meeting, before I meet my next person after that phone call. Okay, just take a moment and breathe. Number 3 is incorporating a morning or evening anchor. So start or and end your day with a 2-minute pause. Close your eyes. Ask yourself, okay, what is stirring inside of me today? What can I give attention to for 2 seconds before I carry on with my day? What inside me is wanting to be felt right now? Are you feeling a little bit hurt because of something somebody said? Are you feeling a little bit tired because you didn't have a good sleep? Just let yourself feel that and say, okay, I got this. I'm going to be a little gentle because I'm having some heavy emotions right now. Or perhaps you need to ask what wants to let go. And if you can't figure out, or if it's too heavy to focus on what wants to be let go, I ask you to shift that and ask yourself, what can you allow in right now? What joy, what peace, what happy memory can you let in for even just a second? What little ray of sunshine can you let in that 2-minute pause that you're doing in the morning and the evening? And number 4 is one that we all talk about, I'm sure, way, way, way more often than we actually put into action, but that's taking a digital detox. Pick one time each day to turn off your screens. It could just be 5 minutes after lunch. It could be 5 minutes before bed. It could be 5 minutes before you wake up. And just sit and pause and breathe and listen and look around you and allow the feeling of gratitude to come over you for something that you are seeing. Let the gratitude in for just a few minutes during that digital detox. And number 5 is remembering the kind inner voice. When your inner critic starts shouting, just pause and say to yourself, this is a moment I choose to be kind. This is a moment I choose to be still and breathe. You don't have to meditate for an hour. You don't have to escape to a retreat in the mountains. You just have to begin with small, consistent pauses. Your nervous system begins to reset. Your self-awareness begins to grow. And believe it or not, I hope you choose to believe that your life becomes less about reacting and more about responding. Responding with intention, clarity, and grace, and no judgment. So today, let this mantra echo in your heart. Your power is in the pause. The pause is where you reconnect. It's where your wisdom lives. It's where your strength begins to rise, not from effort, but from presence, from being present in the moment, being present in the pause. So whether you're healing, exploring, rebuilding, or just trying to stay grounded, the pause is your ally. It's always available and it's free. So give yourself permission today to stop, just for a breath, just for a moment. You never know what truth might be waiting for you in that pause. Until next time, my friends, thank you so much for spending some of your precious time with me. Please take care of your beautiful self. And remember, you are not falling behind when you pause. You are finally catching up to yourself. Much love, my friends.